Nike just pulled off the biggest corporate facepalm of the decade, and A'ja Wilson is absolutely fuming. After dumping mountains of cash into hyping up Wilson's brand, while meanwhile Caitlin Clark was out here setting social media ablaze every time she so much as ties her sneakers, Nike finally snapped out of it. They've spent years betting the farm on the wrong superstar. Now, reality has smacked them upside the head, and as they pivot toward the woman who actually makes cash registers sing, Wilson's throwing a meltdown that's downright theatrical. Because let's be honest, this drama isn't just about fancy sneakers. It's Nike basically admitting they wasted years pushing the wrong face, while Clark's presence alone makes their website crash harder than your grandma's Facebook feed. Alright, let's break out the receipts because numbers never sugarcoat. A'ja Wilson's kicks? Sure, they launched with a lot of hype. But reports are saying there's still pretty much plenty of stock that it's soon bound for the clearance rack. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark waltzes in, launches a Kobe collaboration before she even has her own signature line, and 13,000 pairs vanish in roughly a minute. Not 5, not 10. Literally 60 seconds. It wasn't a product drop, it was a feeding frenzy. The Nike site didn't just lag, it practically threw up a white flag. Secondary markets immediately lit up, with resale prices soaring from $350 all the way to $600. When Caitlin Clark gear hits the shelves, it's like Black Friday on steroids. Meanwhile, Wilson's line, gathering dust and getting quietly shuffled to the clearance rack. Now here's the real juicy part. Nike spent 2 entire years pampering A'ja Wilson's sneaker line. They showered her with the royal treatment, custom logos, her pick of designs, personal touches all over the place. Celtic symbols to honor her parents, grandma's favorite sayings on the sole, you name it. It was less a basketball shoe and more a family scrapbook you could lace up. Meanwhile, Caitlin's still rocking repurposed Kobe's, no personal logo, no signature line yet, and somehow they outsell Wilson's handcrafted masterpieces by laughable margins. Nike gave Wilson every toy in the chest, yet Clark's hand-me-downs break the internet without even trying. It's almost tragic. Almost. And we've got to talk about the giant pink elephant in the room, A'ja Wilson's me-first energy. This is a woman who's been hustling harder for personal accolades than most politicians during election season. She finally got her custom kicks, her mysterious logo that nobody understands, her fancy Nike commercials even directed by Malia Obama, and she still acts like the universe owes her more applause. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark just steps onto the court, drops a casual 30-footer, and, oops, she's Nike's biggest female cash cow since MJ. Wilson's out here loudly demanding her flowers, while Clark quietly builds her empire just by existing and being awesome at basketball. The best part? Nike tried so hard to make A'ja happen. They cut her a $20+ million extension, built entire ad campaigns around her supposed diamond-in-the-rough persona, and hyped up her story like a telemarketer on a caffeine binge. But guess what? You can't fake what Caitlin naturally has. Clark inked her own 8-year, $28 million deal, and instantly became Nike's most powerful female brand without them lifting a single extra marketing finger. Every time she hits the hardwood in Nike gear, it's like a multi-million-dollar commercial they didn't even have to storyboard. Wilson needs stylists, scriptwriters, and choreographed promos. Clark just needs a ball and a hoop, and she's printing money. Nike just released a brand new commercial featuring Caitlin Clark and her new Kobe shoe that she released today. And I saw this commercial yesterday on social media. I thought it was so cool. There's a shot when she's in the locker room and she opens her eye and it turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo. Now let's dive into the cold business reality, because this is where A'ja Wilson's entire fantasy crumbles. Caitlin Clark personally generated an estimated $82 million in economic impact for the state of Iowa alone. That's right, $82 million, all thanks to one 23-year-old kid from West Des Moines who decided to torch the NCAA record books. Her influence is so massive, it's practically a cultural meteor strike. Meanwhile, Nike's execs must be kicking themselves for ignoring the female version of Michael Jordan sitting right in front of them while they tried to sell us a different story with Wilson. The writing was neon bright from day one, but Nike was too busy checking boxes on their social justice spreadsheet to see it. Former Nike basketball marketing head Jordan Rogers even went public to drag his old employer, basically telling them, "Congrats, you clowns just let your golden goose nearly slip away." Their stock tanked to a 5-year low while they were out here trying to force-feed fans a brand story that nobody was buying. Instead of riding the actual tidal wave that is Caitlin Clark, they were fumbling around trying to manufacture buzz around Wilson like she was Gretchen Wieners trying to make fetch happen. Now, all of a sudden, Nike's finally rubbing the sleep out of their eyes. Caitlin Clark's Kobe drop hits, and the internet doesn't just slow down, it actually implodes. Like full meltdown mode. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson is off in the corner watching her meticulously plotted, months-long rollout get completely eclipsed by Clark's casual Tuesday sneaker release that she barely even promoted. The difference is so glaring it's almost comical. Wilson needs teaser campaigns, photo shoots, influencer seeding, PR tours, and even then struggles to move her shoes. Clark just posts a photo, and next thing you know, people are lining up around the block like they're trying to snag the last PS5 on Earth. And you know what's really eating A'ja alive? It's that Nike is finally admitting what every sane person has seen for years. Clark doesn't just sell sneakers, she sells hope, hype, and the dream that you too could launch threes from the logo. The public spoke loud and clear with their wallets. Caitlin is tomorrow, and Wilson's over here desperately clinging to yesterday's buzz, trying to stay in the frame. The market doesn't lie. No matter how many Twitter threads Wilson stands a spin up. Nike's been throwing every perk at Wilson, MVP trophies, Olympic hardware, endless promo, and yet couldn't buy the kind of authentic frenzy Clark brings effortlessly. Wilson's resume looks shiny on paper, sure, but Clark's gravitational pull goes way beyond box scores. She isn't just a baller, she's a living, breathing pop culture moment who happens to drop dimes for fun. And Nike, after fumbling this realization for way too long, finally got the memo. Because it turns out you can't manufacture what Clark naturally radiates. She never begged to be crowned the face of the sport. She just showed up, dominated, and let the world organically rally around her. Meanwhile, Wilson's out here basically campaigning, like she's running for local office. Complete with slogans, pity plays, and demands for more respect. Nike's pivot isn't just smart, it's downright essential. They were so busy crafting Wilson's image from scratch that they missed Clark single-handedly lifting the entire WNBA into the mainstream spotlight. Her games easily top 1 million viewers, while other matchups are lucky to flirt with 300,000. When Clark's in town, ticket sales explode. Little kids wear her jersey like they're dressing up as their favorite superhero. That's not a marketing team's Photoshop magic. That's genuine, world-shifting star power that brands dream about. So when Clark's Kobe's hit Nike's online shop, people were smashing refresh like they were trying to buy reunion tour tickets for a band that broke up before they were born. Meanwhile, Wilson's shoe drops feel more like boring chores that Nike's quietly guilt-tripping fans into doing. Clark's launches are basically Christmas morning for hoop heads. I saw like across the board this commercial was a 10 for 10, and a lot of people have been getting on Nike because they don't feel like they have been promoting Caitlin as much as they should. But I will say we have to give credit where credit is due. I feel like in the past month or so they had been tweeting about Caitlin more, and then obviously with the shoe release they've made this super sick commercial to promote it. And of course, just today, Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute, and I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who are so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store, and people were lined up around the corner like camping out trying to get the shoe. And the irony, it's absolutely delicious. Wilson spent years griping that she didn't get enough shine, whining about how long it took Nike to finally give her a signature line, ranting that the media didn't anoint her the undisputed queen. All the while, Clark just kept her head down, dropping highlight reel after highlight reel, packing arenas, and accidentally turning into the global ambassador Wilson always dreamed of being. Clark didn't stomp around demanding the crown. She just flat out earned it, to the point that even Nike had to say, okay, wow, we really blew this one. Let's not gloss over this. Nike's servers literally couldn't keep up with Caitlin Clark. This is a multi-billion-dollar empire with state-of-the-art infrastructure, and they still crashed under the tidal wave of fans clamoring to grab a pair of Clark's shoes. That's more than impressive. That's history-making. Wilson's launches cause a tiny hiccup at best. Clark's releases spark digital tsunamis that probably show up on Nike's investor call PowerPoints with terrified little graphs. And again, money doesn't care about your feelings. Wilson can polish her trophy case all day, but Clark's out here with something you simply can't design in a lab. An innate electricity that makes millions of people want to spend money just to feel connected to her magic. Nike finally saw that propping up Wilson was like betting big on MySpace stock in 2010. Meanwhile, they had basketball's Netflix sitting right there wearing Adidas in college, ready to revolutionize their entire women's category if they just get out of their own way. Now they're scrambling to catch up while Wilson watches the dream scenario she spent years publicly begging for slide into Clark's effortlessly cool hands. So sure, Wilson's sneakers will keep trickling out to hardcore WNBA devotees who think buying them is some statement of solidarity. But Clark's kicks, those will keep selling out to every demographic imaginable. Kids, dads, moms, teenagers who couldn't name 3 other WNBA players but know Clark's logo like it's the Batman symbol. That's the huge divide between niche activism merch and global pop culture dominance. Nike released a shoe this morning for $190. That was the going rate for the signature sneaker. Now, I'm ready to tell you, as you guys could see right here on Google, just type a Caitlin Clark Colby 5. Stack X. Currently, right now, they're going for $345. On Goat, they're going for $386. At Flight Club, you're looking at $375. Must mind you, these sneakers was just released a few hours ago. These sneakers were retail for $190. This is the Caitlin Clark defect. Nike spent an embarrassing fortune trying to script A'ja Wilson into superstardom, while the actual superstar was out here breaking attendance records and casually turning every arena into a sellout tour date. Now they're finally scrambling to put the full marketing muscle behind Caitlin because they realize this is bigger than basketball. Clark is a walking cultural moment that cuts across ages, regions, and fan bases. Wilson's ceiling was always there, glaringly obvious. Clark, we still haven't even found the top. And this train isn't slowing down. Clark's influence is snowballing. Nike's finally hopped on the right bandwagon, and Wilson, well, she can keep tweeting for more respect, while the cash registers and server meltdowns make it clear who's really driving the future of the sport. This isn't a forecast. This isn't a wait and see. The revolution's already in full swing, and Nike just woke up in time to realize who their actual golden ticket was.